Okay, guys, did you miss me? I miss you too. So, yeah, guys, it's been a long time na talaga since I haven't filmed stats and probs. I hope it's been quite a while, so I hope we're back again. So, yeah. Okay, guys, so now let's continue. So, last time when we went to our stats and probs, we've already done the first three letters, diba? So, going back now to our word, diba, remember, ito yung ginawa namin dati. So, last time, we've already worked on discrete and continuous probability. If you haven't watched those videos yet, please watch it, okay? So, we have already discussed that. Identify if the given situations are discrete probability or continuous probability. So, we've already done that already, guys. So, that was letter A. Ginawa na namin to, okay? Next, letter B. Ito na, diba remember sa letter B, we've already done our normal distribution word problems. Ibig sabihin, diba remember during that time, nag-normal distribution lang tayo, diba? I know talaga, that is what we did. Diba remember the normal distribution, we have a safe formula. Diba remember, a normal distribution, what do we always have? Let's review muna, baka mali mo, namutin mo na. In our normal distribution, we always have the normal curve. Tama? Anong tawag dyan dito? The one that looks like this, it's what we call the normal curve. Such that the mean is located at the center, and then we have a standard deviation of 0, mean of 0, and a standard deviation of 1. That's what we call the standardized normal distribution. Tapos, di ba remember sabi ko sa'yo, we use these scores to represent the standardized scores. So let's say for example, di ba, last time we talked about if the average were 10 and then standard deviation of 1. And then we get number 12. So where will that be? At positive 2. Bakit ganito yan? Di ba remember normally when we do skip counting, that's the formula. Pero there's another nifty formula that we can do so that we can solve it efficiently better. And that is called the Zay formula. Naalala mo talaga yung Zay formula? The Zay formula goes like this, di ba? So you have x, which pertains to the random score, mu, that stands for the mean, minus the mu, then divide by sigma, which is the value of the standard deviation. So therefore, let's say for example, if mean is 10, then standard deviation is 1, and then we want 12, do you think we will get 2? Look at this, 12 minus 10, divide by 1. 12 minus 10 is 2, 2 divided by 1 is 2. So z equals positive 2. Or let's say for example, let's say for example, our mean is 15, and then we get standard deviation of 2. Diba? Then we want to solve 12. So again, we identify the following. X is 12. Mu is 15. Sigma is 2. What's the value of z? So z is equivalent to what's x? 12 minus 15 divided by 2. 12 minus 15 equals negative 3. Diba remember why we always subtract by mu? So that we can distinguish if the raw score that we get is in the positive side or the negative side of your z-score. Tama? And then we got negative 3 halves. And the negative 3 halves is negative 1.5. So your z is negative 1.5. So therefore, if you draw the normal curve right over here, 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, 15 is here. So, diba remember standard deviation of 2? 13, 11, 9, 17, 19, 21, diba? Where's the 12? Dito, diba? That is how you find the z-score. And then if it asks you for probability, you already know where it is, diba? Let's say for example, if it's less than, dito. If it's greater than, dito. Tama? Kaya nga, that's exactly what we learned in our normal distribution word problems. Kaya sabi ko sa iyo mga kids, review lang tayo ha. Bakit mag-review muna tayo? Dahil, kasi nga, di ba, remember why I let you review? Dahil, baka mali mo, nalimutan mo na. So now I'm doing this review game with you so you can understand the procedure. Okay? So now you already know how this goes. Okay? And then last time, we have already done, and that is normal distribution word problems. Tama? Pero na yun, and then after that, pagkatapos tayo ng normal distribution, we already went to a concept called the sampling distribution of the sample means, di ba? So last time, we've already done that already, di ba? And then to solve the sampling, and di ba remember during that time, kasi what sabi ko sa iyo, we might get a sample mean based on an average mean. Because, di ba remember, the population mean, di ba remember what did I tell you? The population mean and of the population mean of the standard sampling distribution are always equivalent, di ba? Note that population mu and sample mu are always equivalent. That's why we are doing the normal distribution again, because when we go to our central limit theorem, it still implies the application of both. Kaya lang, meron na tayong plot twist. You will see what it is in just a moment, okay? And di ba remember, just like what I told you, based on all the histograms that we formulated here, remember lahat yung mga histograms na ginawa namin? Starting from item number 1, di ba? So as you can see, tingnan mo lahat yung mga histograms, di ba? All the histograms that we made, do you know, we are always making normal distribution, di ba? Except that number 1, di siya normal distribution. This one, di siya normal distribution. Itong talagang normal distribution. That's why tinatawag siya central limit theorem. Kasi nga, diba, remember, not like number 1 and number 2, we take less samples. But, it says, the more samples that we get, the more talaga we have, more distributions. And we are more likely to form a normal distribution with more samples. That's what we call the central limit theorem. Okay? So, yan, this one's not a central limit theorem. Not a normal distribution. Yung pang 5, parang normal distribution na to. Yung number 6, diba, remember, I let you do 2 charts, diba? So that we can distinguish with sample size 2 and sample size 3, diba? Yes, it looks like a normal distribution here and here, diba? Then dito, hindi siya normal distribution. Tapos sa number 8, normal distribution to. This is a normal distribution histogram. Sa number 9, hindi siya normal distribution. Parang siyang awkward na graph to. That is number 9, di ba? And you see it's very long, di ba? Tapos yung panguli, yung number 10, wow, di ba? Remember, I made 2 charts. The first one is like a normal distribution, and the second one is normal distribution. That's it. So now you already know that's how the central limit theorem goes. The central limit theorem still acts like you still have a normal curve. And they said now the sample size n, no matter how great the sample size n is, you're still most likely to form a normal distribution. Kaya naman, di ba, remember what did I write here sa number 30 sa letter E? Di ba, remember this is what happened, di ba? So what are the conclusions that I said here? The value of the mean are always equivalent with each other no matter what sample size you choose, di ba? Diba, sabi ko sa'yo, no matter kung alin talaga yung sample size na kinuha mo, the sample mean of the population mean will always be equivalent. The population mean will always stay the same, no matter what size you get. Kahit you take sample or whatever. Diba? Like for example, diba remember kapag, walang n, it's always sample size 1, diba? That is for normal distribution. Pero kapag we are taking sample size n, we are selecting a group. And then based on that group, we compute for the average. Like for example, di ba remember when you go to a senior high school class? Di ba remember we know that the average age is 16. But that is if you just get one person. Like you ask this person, ilang taon ka na po? And you say 16 po. Pero there might be some who are older than 16. Kaya nga that's why nga we compute for the sample age. That's why we take more samples. Like, let's say, for example, we select 5 groups, 5 students in that class. And then we compute for the sample average. Diba? So that's exactly how this will go. And take note, the population mean will always be the same, no matter what sample size you choose, okay? Then the histogram in sample size 2, the sample mean has the highest probability. All histograms that we see here are like the normal curve, which states the central limit theorem. Yes, and kaya that's exactly what we're gonna do beginning in this lesson. We're gonna start discussing the central limit theorem. So yan. Now let's begin. Okay, let's say for example, in number 1. So here is the question that I'm asking you in central limit theorem. So here are the questions that I have to ask, okay? So now let's read the problem. Let's start. Number 1. Rella is taking a national achievement test. Ayan. Di ba remember we say national achievement test? Ibig sabihin, di ba remember yung test na yan ay national achievement test para makuha ka ng supplementary grades based on your subject learning skills or skits. Di ba? That's when we say a national achievement test. And then, sabi dito, the mean score of the students in this test is 75 with a corresponding standard deviation of 5. Okay. So our mean is 75 and our standard deviation is 5. Meron ba ba? Basahin mo pa. A sample of 25 students are selected in taking the test with her. Yan. This is the plot twist. Di ba remember sabi ko sa'yo na yun, not like last time, we are doing normal distribution. Mean is 75, standard deviation is that. Pero na yun, meron tayong sample. That's why it says here, a sample of 25 students. They are selected in taking the test. And at the results, she scored 78 points. Okay, now that's the question. That is the problem. Now, here are the questions that we must follow. Letter A. What is her Z-score? Okay. Do you still remember the Z-score that I told you about? Nalaman talaga yung Z-score na to, di ba? So, let's recap the Z-score that we learned. Do you still remember our Z-score for normal distribution is always like this? Z is equivalent to X minus the mu divided by the sigma or standard deviation. If that were so, di ba remember, our normal distribution will go like this. 78, di ba remember X is 78, di ba? Because it says here, at results, she scored 78 points. And what is her Z-score? Ibig sabihin, based on her raw score of 78, ano po yung raw score niya? Di ba? So, 78 minus, what is the mean? Sabi dito, the mean score of the students is 75. So, is our mu 75? Yes. Okay? So, minus 75 divided by the standard deviation of 5. Diba? And then we subtract. This is 3. 3 divided by 5 and that's 0.6. Pero that is for normal distribution. Ngayon, sabi ko dito, meron tayong sample na 25 students. So the question is, saan tayo lagay yung mga 25 students? Ito na talaga yung pakasunod ng central limit theorem. Because we are now taking the sampling distribution of the sample means, kaya naman now, our standard deviation is used as the standard error. Nala mo talaga, di ba, we remember, sigma divided by square root of n, di ba? So when we have just normal sigma without the square root of n, that is for a normal popularized standard deviation. We are just referring to 1. Ngayon, since we are taking clusters, that's why we need to divide that by the square root of n. Okay? So what does n stand for? N stands for the number of samples that we are taking. Diba? And how many are they? 25. So therefore, our sigma is 5 and our square root of n is 25. So ganito kasi yun. So our sigma is 5 divided by square root of 25. Simplifying the numbers, 5 is just itself, square root of 25 is just 5. Tama? Always get the positive 1. Kasi nga diba remember, the square root of 25 can also be negative 5. But because remember, we don't need negatives, that's why we need the positive. Okay? And then 5 divided by 5 is 1. Okay? Now, if we were to put this in our formula in conclusion, the Z for central limit theorem is X minus the mu divided by standard deviation divided by square root of n. Ibig sabihin, class, ito yung kailangan dapat i-simplify. At ito. First, we simplify square root of n. And then, whatever answer we get from the square root of n, we divide that from our sigma. And then x minus the mu. And then we divide our answers. That is the formula for central limit theorem. For solve for Z in central limit theorem. Okay? Now, let's go back to the problem. So, di ba remember sabi ko dito, what is her Z-score? if your answer is 0.6, you are wrong. Although, that is correct. Bakit? Kasi nga, ang 0.6 ng z-score na to, that is for a normal distribution. That is not for the center limit theorem. At since we're talking about center limit theorem as of now, so therefore, we are going to apply this formula. So now let's rewrite the numbers again. What is our x? 78. What is our mean? 75. What is our standard deviation? 5. What is our square root? 25. Now we simplify the numbers. 78 minus 75 is 3. 5 divided by square root of 25 is 1, diba? Diba remember 5 divided by square root of 25? Ito yun. Square root of 25 is 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. And therefore, 3 divided by 1, z equals 3. Notice the difference. 0.6 if you're in a normal distribution, and 3 kapag sampling distribution. You will see why in just a moment, okay? Now, when we draw the normal curve, diba remember, we will now draw the normal curve so that you will get the essence really clearly. Okay, so now we already have our normal curve, and our normal curve should look like this, diba? So, yung naka-light blue, those are the raw scores. Yung naka-black, those are the standardized scores. Gets mo na ba? Alright? Now, let's go to the question. Diba remember, sabi ko dito, what is her z-score? Ibig sabihin, so yan. Okay? So that is the z-score. So the answer is, the z-score is positive 3. That is the answer for letter A. Next, letter B. Find the probability that a student scored from 73 to 77 points. Yan. So now, of course, for the sake of that one is very easy. Halatang halata. You know why? Let's go back to our z-score again. Diba remember, it asked for from 73 to 77. Is it seen within the raw scores? Yes. Diba remember, nag-skip count tayo by 1. And it's found. So therefore, we can now highlight. It's in between negative 2 to positive 2. And do you still remember what is the probability value from 0 to 2? And that is 47.72%. Times 2, diba remember, it goes like this. (95.44%). So that is the probability. Because it asks you for the shaded part, which is this one, diba? That is for letter B. That is from 73 to 77 points. If you're going to do it the formula method, diba remember this one, if x were 73. So 73 minus 75, divided by 5, divided by square root of 25. This one becomes negative 2. And negative 2 divided by 1, that's negative 2, diba? If x were 77, 77 minus 75, you still get 2. Then 5 divided by square root of 25, which is simplified to 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2. Positive 2. So that's where you also end up. Tama? And that is the correct answer. Next, letter C. Find the probability that a student scored from 75 to 80 points. Yan. 75 to 80 points, ang layo na yan. Pero diba remember, when it said 75, ito yun. Pero do you see 80 points within our normal distribution? Within our raw scores? Wale. But I know in 80 is in a standard deviation of 5. So if I were to do this formula, x is 80. So that's 80 minus 75. 5 divided by square root of 25. Now, this is 5. And then 5 divided by square root of 25. That is 1. 5 divided by 1 is just 5. So therefore, it's from 0 to positive 5. And if you look by the Z table, that's already almost to 50%. But not exactly 50% after all. Because there may still be some hidden decimals on the farther right side of the digits. Diba? Kaya that should be your answer. 49.99 something percent. Then, letter D. Last but not least, letter D. How many points did Angel score if her z-score is 2.75? Ayan. Now, it's just like what we did before. Di ba, remember natin last time, in normal distribution, ganun pa rin yung formula. Ngayon, it asks for Z. And now, we are gonna solve for the raw score. Kasi nga sabi dito, how many points? Kaya nga, remember the formula? The formula is Z, di ba? So, ganito kasi yun. Di ba, remember, if Z is 2.75, our X, we don't know. Our sigma is 5. Our N equals 25. Our mu equals 75. So now let's input the following. So 2.75 is equivalent to X minus 75 divided by 5 divided by square root of 25. Diba? So we simplify the numbers first. 5 divided by square root of 25 is simply just 1. So therefore that's just very easy lang. So now we have 2.75 is equivalent to X minus 75. Diba? Pero bakit wala tayong 1? Kasi nga diba remember, kapag ilagay namin yung 1 dito, diba remember this is already 1. We multiply both sides by 1, this one cancels, and 1 multiplied by 2.75 is just itself. Thanks to the identity property of multiplication. Ngayon, what are we gonna do now? X minus 75 is equivalent to 2.75. We add 75 to both sides. And therefore, what is our X? Our X is 77.75. So therefore, that is Angel's score. So Angel scored 77.75 points. That is the answer. Now, to check where it is on our curve, where is the 77.5? Dito. Diba? So, in between 2 and 3. In between 77 and 78. Tandaan mo, diba remember, the score of 77, the raw score of 77.75, is in between 77 and 78. Closer to 78. Kaya nga ang z-score ay 2.75. It's right here. Okay? Now, let's check my solution sheets via Excel. So, let's go now to my solution sheet. Ito na talaga yung solution ko sa letter A. Diba sabi ko dito, we are going to solve for the z-score. So, ito yung ginawa ko. I click there, standardize, 78, 75. Diba remember, the first number represents the raw score. The second number pertains to the mean. And then the third number represents the standard deviation. Kaya lang, since we're doing center limit theorem, kaya naman mas mahaba ang standard deviation. Kaya naman, if you look at my standard deviation, it goes like this. Square root of 25, di ba remember that's the first close parenthesis. The square root of 25 must be simplified first, and that becomes 5. Then for the second parenthesis, it's 5 divided by 5, which is 1. And then for the third close parenthesis, standard deviation of 1. And what answer did we get? 3. Diba? So our final answer is 3. If we are to do it in this method, 78 minus 75 on the top part, then divide by 5, divide by square root of 25 on this part on the right hand side, that can also be. But don't forget to include your parentheses and put it in chronological order so that the computer will not misread it or misunderstand it. Okay? Now for letter B, diba remember sabi ko sa'yo, the probability is 95.44%. Bakit? Kasi nga diba remember, standard deviation from 0 to 2 is always 37%. 47.72%. Diba? If you memorize it. And yes, we got that answer. 95.445. Diba? So that is the right answer. Diba remember ito yung solution B. But because diba we're using Microsoft Excel, eto na yun. From 0 to 73 points, eto yun. Diba remember 0 to 73 points, eto yun. Remember it always starts from negative infinity up to where it stops. Diba? And then, from 0 to 77 dito. And if you want to get to yung nasa gitnaan, therefore, all you have to do is subtract, di ba? From large area, small area, from large area. Or, get the area of the small area, multiplied it by 2, and then subtract that from 1. Di ba? Let's try if it works. Diba, remember this one, diba? So 0 to 73 points is this one. Now let's try this. We multiplied it by 2. Then 1 minus this one. Do you think you will still get 95? Yes, you will still get the same answer. Okay? So that is exactly what you're going to do. And then you compute for the difference. So tama. You still get 95.45%. Yan. Now for solution C, we are supposed to get 49.99999%. Ganito kasi yun. Diba, remember from 0 to 75 points, ito yun. Kasi nga, diba, remember, sa Microsoft Excel, the cumulative distribution will start from negative infinity. So it starts from here until 75, which is 50%. And then up to 80, that's already 99.99999%. Diba? Exactly, it should be here. Ito yung ginawa ko. So ito yung ginawa ko. Normal distribution, 73, 75, 5 divided by square root of 25, then put there true. X, mean, standard deviation, then true. And you should get this answer. Same pa yung kinuha tayo dito. Okay? And then difference. Then here we did the same thing pa rin. Diba? And then we subtract. So 0.9 minus 0.5, and that's 49.999%. So tama, that should be the right answer. 49.999999713%. That's it. Diba? Which is rounded to 50%. Actually, that's already 50% if some students will, if some teachers will just say, okay na yan, I think that's already the answer na, dahil malayo na. So yun. Unless you want to be so accurate, then this should be the right answer. Okay? Next. Then letter D, diba remember sabi ko sa'yo, 75.75 points. Did we get that one right? Yes, we did. And here's why. Ito na yung formula, diba? So you have here 2.75 is equivalent to x minus 75 divided by 5 divided by square root of 25. So diba remember, we simplify the numbers and then we get something like this. Then we add 75 to both sides. And then we get 75.75. 77.75. Then to check, we standardize 77.75, and then minus 75, and then the standard deviation, 5 divided by square root of 25, do we still get 2.75? Yes, we did. And that's correct. Thank you, Lord. And now, after this, I want to show you the distribution. So, yun ba yung distribution? Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And then our mean is 75. And then to solve for the sample standard deviation, eto na yun. Bakit naging 1? Dahil sa 5 divided by square root of 25, which gives us 1. And then we work out the formula. Just like what I told you, diba? The raw score, the z-score, times the standard deviation, plus the mean. And then we get the raw score, diba? So that's it. Perfect.